I don't know if it was Darwin who said survival of the fittest, or is it something we just say the fittest? Does it mean the one who's more fit or strong? Actually, it's not necessary to be strong, but the creature, the organism that will survive the best and longest is the one who has an ability to adapt to change in environment. We see that in nature, that organisms and animal, they have to adapt, or insects or whatever it is, they have to adapt to the changes. It could be changes in climate, it could be changes in other things, more water, less water, whatever it is, and they have to change, they have to adapt how to survive. And do we have to adapt too as human beings? No, we are so happy that and so fortunate that we live in a static world. Nothing is changing around us, so we don't have to adapt. True or false? False, of course. We have to adapt because we have a lot of changes around us. Customers demanding something different, different laws are changing according to what we find out is clever or not. Environment is changing, a lot of changes. It's a dynamic world, and that's why we have to change. Did you change as a person in your private life or in your work life? Did you change within the last 10 years? Are there some things that you were good at then, 10 years ago, that you don't need that much anymore? Or some things that you're doing today that you didn't do 5 or 10 years ago because you have to, or you simply had to develop to carry on sticking to your job or getting a better job or satisfying a customer or whatever it is? Of course. So let's look at that mechanism. Let's look at a company, how it looks like, to talk a bit about competition and that mechanism about change. We have a model over here describing the 7 resources that we have in a company that we have to have in order for a company to exist. We have a market, we have an organization, we have a business system, products, and in the middle, finances and information and time, just juggling around between them all because it's dynamic. We have to give information to the customers, to the employees, and so on, and about the products. We have to receive information too, and time we also need to spend on the different resources. So we have these 7 resources that we need to have in order to have a company. Which one is most important? Well, it could be discussed which one is most important. But the reason why we have the company, for most companies, the reason is that we want to get some revenue. We want to get some return on investment. We want to earn some money. And in order to earn some money, we need money to earn money, but we also need the rest of the resources to earn it. Where did the money come from? Well, let's look at it a little bit. Let's look into it. We have the resources here, we have the market, and within the market we have the customers, we have the competitors, we have some companies or people we are cooperating with, we have some suppliers, we have the different laws and whatever things we have to live up to, of course, that changes. The organization, we have the employees, we have the managers, of course, also our knowledge, our habits, our attitudes, our ways of thinking and working, all that is here in the organization. Then we have the business system. The business system is, well, you could call it the hardware of the company or the infrastructure. It will be the premises, it could be the IT, it could be the systems, it could be the telephones, it could be the cars, it could be machines, all that binds us together and ties us together, all the hardware we need to know, the physical parts we need in order for the company to exist. It could be storerooms or whatever it is, storages. And then we have the products and services, all the different products and services we offer to the marketplace, to the market. We have our finances, it could be our revenue and our earnings, our different costs and so on. And information and time circling around the other 5. Okay, So why do we have to know that? Well, when we look at the company from a helicopter perspective, and we are up here looking at the company, this is how the company looks. Could we manage without one of these? Without employees and do it all by voice response? No. Who should manage that, by the way? Without customers? Oh, it would be much easier without customers. Much easier. No complaints and so on. Yeah, but kind of a short adventure, wouldn't it? Without products? No, not at all. Without premises and all what's holding us together, machines and so on? No. Without information, without money, without time? No. We cannot do without any of these. These are the key resources of the company. But what's important is when we talk about adapting, what do we have to adapt to or adjust our resources? We are talking about we have to adjust our resources. We have to be more competitive. How do we get more competitive? Well, let's see about the finances, where they go in and out. Definitely to market ourselves, to make marketing and be known in the marketplace, we have to spend some money. Some do it more, some do it less. Depends on, of course, what products and services we sell. But we need some money to get the right customers, to get the right suppliers, and so on. What about developing the right products and services? Yes, we spend money on that too. What about IT, systems, cars, telephones, everything? Huge amount of money we spend for that. What about hiring people, retaining them, developing them, keeping them going, paying them for the job? A lot of money too. Okay, this is our budget or budgets. This is what we spend the money for. Okay, we spend a lot of money here. So what's the problem? There are no incoming money. Where do the money come from? Where's the only place where we receive money? From the customers, of course, from the marketplace. How large an arrow should we have into our treasure room, into the economy, into the finance? How much money should we get in? Well, as you probably already said without me hearing you, I presume you're guessing or telling and knowing that it should be larger than the four of these together. So could it be something like this? Maybe a little larger. This is how easy it is actually to manage a company. You just have to make the green one, the money that comes in, larger than the four red ones, what you spend. Earn money than you spend, earn more money than you spend, and you will manage well. So that's it. Have fun. Bye-bye. No, that's not the only truth, because yes, that's true, but if it was that easy, everybody would succeed. What's the problem? The problem is that we're not always prepared for the changes. Well, will we see some changes? We see some changes in the marketplace. Every time something changes, that customers are demanding something different than when the regulations change, or we find out that governments, they put some pressure on us on different things. It could be about environmental questions or whatever. When suppliers, they suddenly go together, or customers, they buy each other, whatever happens, every time we see some change here in behavior or in different terms, we have to adapt, we have to change. Maybe we need some different profiles in the organization, or we need to develop some more knowledge or some different attitudes. Will that be certain that we need different attitudes sometimes and change our beliefs in order to satisfy the marketplace? Definitely. Do we like that as people, to change all the time? No, because we have so many habits that we don't like to change it. We have to see the higher purpose. We have to get the idea sold that this is important. We have to show the employees that there's a burning platform, that there's a sense of urgency. If we don't change, we will lose it. If you're not climbing, you're sliding. There's no plateau in life. You cannot just stand still on the same plateau. Either you're climbing or you're sliding. So if we adapt, we are able to climb if we are lucky or clever. We have to change our systems sometimes and where we are represented. We have for sure, of course, to adapt our products and services to the market and their demands. We have to see what information we need to get and what do we have to give. How do we have to work? What about working hours? Who dictated that some shops and stores and companies should be open at Sundays or late in the evening? Was it the employees saying, oh, I'm feeling so well and so good on my job, I would like to work some more, or late hours, or on Sundays, I don't know what to do in my weekend, so let me work there? No, they didn't ask for that. Maybe some did, but not all. The customers, they have some demands. If you don't do it, we will shop somewhere else. Somebody else will open Sundays or have late hours or give me some services that you don't provide us, and then we'll spend our money there. So we're actually forced by some different market mechanisms that forces us to change. And we have to spend our money differently and make some goals here in order to. So every time something changes here, every time the competition gets tougher, we have to change. Do you think that the competition will be less in the future or stronger? Most people will say stronger, because it challenges us more, because the competition gets tougher and tougher. So it means that this will never stop, and it will probably go faster and faster. So we have to be able to adapt faster. For many years we've been talking about being ready and willing to change. I'm willing to change. If a change should occur, I'm willing, I'm ready. Yeah, but it's not if, it's when. It will happen. Changes are all over, so it's not enough to be ready for change. You have to create change. You have to be able to see it in advance before others and change in advance. You have to adapt. Why do we make electrical cars, or motors powered by electricity? Is that just for fun? No. When somebody's talking about lack of resources, not much oil or pollution, suddenly the car companies, they think, shit, we have to make a electrical powered car. What are we going to do? And then they do it. So will Volkswagen, Audi or Toyota or whatever, they just do it for fun and change their whole fabric and whatever they have to do? No, they have to do it. They have to do it, because otherwise they will simply be sliding and not climbing. So we have to look what's happening out here and how can we change in time. So what are we going to learn from this? Well, change is something we cannot avoid. It's there for good. So maybe it's easier to swallow. It's not something we just do. Managers, they just don't put changes on us just to bother us. They do it because they want to be responsible. If we don't change, we're not responsible to our finances, to our company, to our employees, to our families. We have to change, which means that we have to look into the marketplace more often. But the other thing we can learn from this is that when it goes good and the green arrow is big, what did we do as a company? Where did we succeed? Well, the employees were good at looking at the market, for seeing what's going to happen. They were good at using their systems, having the right products, spending the right time and information on the market in order to sell more and get more success. You will get success if you are helping others to succeed. So success is actually to being of value to others. So how can I be to more value? The better we are as employees to be of more value to the marketplace, the more money we'll earn. Can you have value in other perspectives? As a person, in love, and as a brother, as a father? Of course you can. But if you want to be valuable in business, you have to be valuable for the marketplace, and then you will earn money. What if it's not going that well? So if it's not going that well and the green arrow is smaller than the red ones, are we then, is it because we have the wrong prices or the wrong products or the wrong systems, or we don't have enough time? You will hear people say that and point their fingers away. But if it's us who get the positive feedback and get the honor when it's going well, it's probably also us as employees and managers that didn't do well since we didn't succeed. Can you have two similar companies, or at least in the eyes of the customer, two similar companies where we see their products as very similar and the accessibility to get the products as similar, but still these companies are not equally successful? Yes. Why? because the employees are different. They give us another experience. People will eventually forget what you said and what you did, but they will never forget the feeling and how you made them feel. They will never forget what value you created and the change you made in my life, positive or negative. So that's the reason why some companies are really successful, because they create value and make people feel better and solve their problems and help them reach their wishes and their demands and fulfill their dreams. So this is just seeing a company from a company perspective, and hopefully it changed a little bit about your paradigm in how to look at your own job, at your own responsibility, at your company and on the marketplace, or how you want to, if you are a manager, how you want to sell ideas to the customers. Or if you are a salesperson, want to help another company, then you have to help them with this. And where can I create value in my customer's company, for my customer's company? Where can I create value in order to help them succeed more? Then they will use me as a sales person, then they will collaborate with me, and then they will buy my services. So this was a little bit about that, a little bit about business and how to be more clever in planning and making strategies for the different resources. Have fun.